So how is it going, Dank Division? Dank Dan here, and let's talk about the T-800 limited time Terminator bundle. Now, before we even dive into it, let me put this disclaimer at the beginning. For those of you who are thinking of buying this bundle, keep this in mind. Nothing from Warzone, from any of the 3 games that have been a part of Warzone, are going to carry over as far as we know. So know that you buying this pretty much means you might use it for maybe a month, maybe a couple months, and it will not carry over with you. But for those of you who that doesn't bother you, we're going to be diving right into it. So of course you already saw that he has a special animation just for him loading in. And even when I go over to custom games, he does it all over again. So let's talk about it. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, the T-800. So what does he come with? He actually is his own operator. He's not just his own skin. God help me. And the best part is he actually has it that his favorite weapon is a shotgun, making things a little bit easier to toy with him. Now, some of the skins that we end up getting that go with him happen to be, for example, the model T-800. Now, the best thing about this is that when you actually shoot him, whether it be the face, the chest, the legs, the arms, he actually has it that his body will dismember exactly as a T-800 would. Meaning if you shoot his head, the face will become exposed, the arm will fall off, the leg will fall off, and it will be that of a machine. Now, among his skins, he also has the battle damage one, which you can see the scratch on the face, but that's not what makes it battle damage. It's the fact that the side of his face is pretty much beaten to hell. Now, if that wasn't good enough, you also have it that when you level him up to level 17, you get the no living tissue, which pretty much gives you his face completely and utterly exposed. And for those of you who reached level 20, which odds are some of you already have, gold circuitry. Yeah, a gold jacket and a gold Terminator. Never thought I'd see the day that I'd see a gold Terminator, but here we are. And lastly, if you have already, hit platinum with a bunch of your operators, you end up getting the No Problemo, which pretty much hands you a version where his arm is exposed as well as his face. Now, this is where things get interesting. This is something that you're not told in the bundle. This goes for him as well as the T-1000. Now, I'm sure you've all been here before. You take a look at the quips, it's like, yeah, that's fucking pointless when there's only 3 or 4 lines that your character can possibly say. Well, that's not the case with Arnie. Or with the T-1000. Just look at this. All of these lines, everything you could possibly imagine, ranging from the classics to the slightly and ever so slightly obscure, meaning you could actually fill the entire quips thing out with stuff that you actually want him to say, including if, let's say, you get a headshot kill saying terminated. Go for it. Now, as for the finishing move, this is where I start to get into why this bundle should have been in Cold War. Just from the image alone, God, I wish this were the Cold War death machine, because it is beautiful, don't get me wrong, to just watch someone get mowed the fuck down by Arnie. But dear God, does that really, and I mean really, need the death machine from Cold War. And this also creates my other gripe. We had a lever action shotgun in Cold War that he could have easily had in-game. But instead, we just get it thrown in along with his highlight intro. Now, as for his MVP thing, the He'll Live, he pretty much does the T2 reference where he shoots the poor bastard in the knee and continues on with his little escapade. Now, let's talk about some of the other stuff. Now, just to kind of gloss over some stuff, we of course have the emblem, that of course being the I'll be back, which, strangely enough, that's pretty much all you get among that stuff. Now, as for the gestures and sprays, well, I mean, it's nothing that you would expect. It's kind of mediocre at best. I mean, if you take a look, most of it just, you don't see anything for him. In fact, you have to unlock it. So, let's continue on, shall we? Moving on to the weapons. Now, I'll first talk about the weapons, show them to you, and then I'll show them in-game and show you why these things are amazing. First, the neural net processor. This bad boy is a Nikita, and let's just say the attachments on this bad boy are not bad at all. Now, this thing pretty much looks good with almost any camo that you throw on it, whether it be gold, diamond, atomic. You want to throw on false prospector because fuck actually doing gold, or even if you do it on the zombie camos, not bad at all. Now, let's talk about the shotgun. That, of course, being the motorhead. This is a Gracie Auto, which means this thing is semi-automatic. Now, if you look at the attachments, not exactly the best attachments in the world. This thing is made so you can run and gun, however, you only get 5 shots. Meaning, if you were to take this into Warzone, odds are you're probably going to get your ass handed to you regardless of the shotgun buff. And once again, just going to show it off. Gold, diamond, atomic, prospector, pretty much false prospector, and of course the zombie camos, gold viper, plague diamond, dark ether. Now, there is one last gun that you get, that of course being the Colton alloy and Armaguerra. Now, to be perfectly honest, the attachments on this Armaguerra are very close to the attachments for the meta as it stands. Meaning, you're not really going to have to do much with it to pretty much master it and make it into, well, something viable. So once again, the gold, the diamond, the atomic, the false prospector, and of course, the zombie camos. I'll go a little bit slower over that. Now, what makes all of these guns special? Well, let's hop into the game and I'll just go into free-for-all and show you for a little bit. Now, I'm sure the thing you all became very well aware of is that these don't sound like normal guns firing. They actually sound like blasters, lasers. So, while this sounds amazing in Vanguard, I don't need to show you the audio from Warzone to just simply tell you it sounds like normal guns, sadly, in Warzone for the time being. Now, is this an audio glitch, or are they just not going to give a shit and fix it? Well, that remains to be seen. So, I want to see in that comment section down below, with nothing carrying over to Warzone 2, are there any bundles that you are willing to still spend money on? Is this one of them? Or have you already kind of hit that point where it's like, hey, nothing's going to carry over, why the fuck should I bother? And again, I look forward to seeing that comment section down below. With that being said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, drop a comment. Don't forget to follow us on all of our socials. You guys have a wonderful day, night, whatever you're doing. Do it wholeheartedly. And of course, as always, this is Dank Dan, signing off.
Get them to hit that subscribe button, Dank. It's the only way we can figure out the numbers.
15.
What do the numbers mean, Dank? We're wasting valuable time.